Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Your snowbird friends have all been enjoying warmer weather in Florida for months. From Toledo to Tiffin, from Bowling Green to Blissfield, from Sandusky to Sylvania, they long ago packed up their SUVs and headed for the other end of I-75, the end where it never snows. I like snow. Snowbirds have always been a bit of a curiosity to me. Canada, I understand. In fact, if President Trump is serious about building a wall, he needs to build it not along our border with Mexico, but along the border with our neighbors to the north, because that's where the cold air comes from. I get it when Francois from Thunder Bay or Maurice from Montreal burns the hockey stick in the fireplace and bolts for Bonita Springs before the garage door freezes shut. But our northern Ohio and southern Michigan climate, while occasionally severe in the winter, is also tolerable. Not being a snowbird myself, I've always been quietly and mildly critical of those who flee at the first sign of flurries. Toledoans who stick around for walleye hockey or rocket basketball or the skating at Ottawa Park have always had my respect for displaying a certain northern hardiness that reflects a marine-like mantra, the few, the proud, the bundled up. What is it that motivates the recently departed, if you'll pardon the expression, to forsake their northern home, risk frozen water pipes, beg their relatives to look in on their place from time to time, and spend big bucks to get out of Dodge? Purely in the interest of research, my wife and I decided to check it out for ourselves, just this once. We'd give it a shot with only two caveats. The dog would come with us, and we'd head back home early if we just couldn't stand it in sunny southern Florida. Well, we're back, not because we couldn't stand it, but because the house we rented in Fort Myers Beach had been committed to some new renters. We got January, they got February. What did the landlord get? Rich, that's what. I apologize in advance for what I am about to say, but while I was in Florida, it was my fervent hope that you were miserable here in Ohio, that 4 more inches of snow had fallen, that the wind chill was in the single digits. Trust me, everyone you know down there feels the same way. They embrace the notion once put forth so eloquently by Gore Vidal. It's not enough to succeed. Others must fail. I can feel your anger building, but people who spend the winter in Florida believe that they are smart and you are not. Was there a downside to our extended stay? I can think of one: gridlock. 1 month of fighting other snowbirds in Fort Myers traffic was enough. I usually took something along to read when I knew I'd be sitting at the traffic lights along Tamiami Trail. On our last day before returning to the frigid north, I noticed 2 couples on the beach engaged in animated conversation, all in French. I was sure it was Francois and Maurice and their wives. They were having a grand time. If they were dismayed that they were missing the ice sculpture festival back in frozen Butte, Ontario, they concealed their heartbreak admirably. We're northerners again, and we're fine with that. The traffic on our trail, the one named for Anthony Wayne, is not a problem at all, at least not in March.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.